Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Pony Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over the top 5 defenses in Madden 23. Previous video, we went over the top 5 offenses, the best formations in the game, pretty much for you guys to be able to dominate fairly easily in those offenses. Obviously, a scheme has to be made in those. In this video, it's no different. For defenses, you have to scheme up something that's going to help you guys out, but I feel like these are the easiest formations to be, competitive in. So that's what we're going to be going in today, and we're going to go over 2 honorable mentions that I feel like are very, very good options, especially if you want sort of like an easy route to to play at least a little bit competitive. Now, before I get into it, if you guys could do me the favor of liking the video, subscribing if you are new, and commenting down below on anything you guys would like to see on the channel. If you guys are struggling, leave it down below. FTA for the algorithm. Anything you put in the comment section helps push these videos out, to more and more people. So top 5 defenses. We're gonna start with number 5 on the list, and I've already clicked on it. We got the 2-4 DBL mug. It's pretty much double A gap from last year. This is starting to become more of a meta formation, more and more because of this mid blitz and the pressure that you get off of the edge. I made a video on this with calling this one of the top defenses in the game already, and it's starting to actually circulate around the community. I didn't know that it was becoming meta until a few days ago, but I did post a video on this being one of the better formations, simply because of the pressure that you get. Any formation that you can easily get pressure out of while being able to disguise that pressure and being able to hop into some form of a coverage is gonna work wonders for most people. And in this video, it's literally in this formation, it's no different. So mid blitz is obviously going to be the main play that you are going to look for. So you can find this in a lot of different playbooks. So obviously, if you guys have one of these in your in your defensive arsenals already, why not test this out? Let me know how it works for you guys. This is number 5 on my list, and yes, I am going in order in how I feel these formations are, and how much harder it is to move against some of these mid blitz. These formations like this, I kind of like to run against them, but I feel like they're very, very good at stopping both the run and the pass. Now, number 4 on my list, instead of doing it like I did last video where I scrolled through all of them, I got them already set up. So right now we've got the 4-3 even, the 6-1, very, very popular formation. It did take somewhat of a dip, so you kind of can alternate between this being number 5 and the double A gap being number 4. But I think this is any formation where you guys can garner a lot of pressure, that's always going to be high on my list. At least it's going to be one of those formations that you guys are going to be able to just sit there and scream at people, especially with this play, which is possibly the best play in this formation, this cover 4 quarters, because matching principles on top of sending a crazy blitz, it's just going to be a bad day for whoever it is that you guys are playing. They have to adjust accordingly, where they have to sit there and motion people in, because you're essentially going to be sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then an extra excuse me, English is hard, an extra 7th person to kind of confuse the O-line. So that's kind of where we're at with this. It's a very, very good formation. Obviously, since you are in 4-3, you are going to be able to stop the run pretty decently out of this formation. But yeah, this one is no different. It's a pressure built formation where you guys are going to be able to go crazy pretty much out of. Now, number 3 on this list, we've got the nickel over, formerly known as nickel normal. There's not much that we can say about this that hasn't already been said. It's got match principles. It's got a nickel 2 trap. It's got cover 2 over an overload blitz. This overstorm brave, which it's been the meta since the game came out. It's got pretty much everything you need out of a defensive formation, as well as being able to stop the run, depending on what it is that you guys are running on offense. This is no different. This is one of the best best formations in the game, and this could easily be number 1 or number 2, but there are certain reasons why I feel like the other 2 formations are going to get more love, in my opinion, when it comes to actually stopping a good player. So this one is going to be literally, it's bot proof. Like, if you play a bot, if you play someone who's not that good at the game, you're going to be able to pretty much dominate them in most aspects just by running, you know, like a combination of like Overstorm Brave and a combination of cover 4 quarters, because they'll sit there and try to use man beaters to beat the man coverage, and then you come out in some kind of quarters or some kind of, you know, anything else, and all of a sudden they're stuck. Most people do not know how to beat it. They will be confused and they'll be frustrated. So having the combination of coming out in Overstorm Brave and cover 4 quarters is a huge combination, and you can find this in a lot of different playbooks as well. There's also another variation, but it's not as good in my opinion as this, but you can change out your coverage to where your D linemen are actually going out and playing a little bit of coverage. I actually totally forgot to showcase where you guys can find this playbook, so I'm just going to add the 2 plays. So the 4-6-1, again, a bunch of different playbooks. You guys can screenshot these. This is where you can find the mid blitz, and this is where you can find the 6-1. Bunch of different playbooks, and this is where you can find nickel over, which is still the meta, which is still one of the metas at least. Now, number 2 on my list, nickel 3-3, formerly known as nickel 3-3-5. Now, this and nickel over, to me, can those 2 can interchange. Like, you can kind of say that one is better than the other. You can get very good pressure out of this nickel 3-3, but the reason why I feel like this is a better formation in my opinion is because you can garner a lot of pressure, for one, and that's obviously one of the main things. No, this does not have a match coverage, even though these light purples here can actually end up being put as match coverage. These are seam flats, seamer or quarter flats. I believe they're seam flats though, which have matching principles to them. Anything that has a light purple has matching principles, which means that you can turn on match and they'll actually, you know, they'll respond accordingly to how their principles are supposed to work. But the reason why I feel like this is a better formation is because sending 3 down linemen can end up getting you that random pressure while having everything else kind of clamped up, and it forces your opponent to make a bad read. That's honestly what happens. So if you're not sending a ton of pressure like you would be in 6-1 or in the nickel over, you want to be able to get pressure sending 3 people. And we all know with the edge threat, double or nothing meta, sending 3 people does work. And the more people you have in coverage while being able to get pressure, the better your odds are going to be at stopping a better player. So that's one of the reasons why I think this is a better formation, because nickel over, most good players now have a general understanding of how to beat it. Most good players, if you're getting pressure up front, it's going to be hard for that player to beat you. Yes, this can double as very good run defense, even with the 3 safeties that will be put in the middle of the field. Again, that's just another attribute to this formation that makes it a lot better, in my opinion, is you can have 3 safeties that can play coverage instead of just having 2, which is how nickel normal works, or excuse me, nickel over. So that's why this is number 2 on my list. It's just such a dangerous formation to rock with. There's just so many options out of it. Now, again, it does not have a cover 4 quarters, but it does have a cover 4 drop. But cover 4 drop does get beat over the top sometimes by people. That's why you guys, the best play in this is the LB blitz. Like, you sit there and adjust your linebackers, one to guard the deep, excuse me, voice crack, one to guard the flats, you know, and then you use the other one, and you can kind of go crazy with that just in general, and it's very hard to beat. It's very hard to beat, especially if they're sending random blitzes from time to time, like this nickel blitz here. So we got this nickel blitz and we got this LB blitz. This is a man coverage formation, but man is still the meta, and you can do a lot of different things in this coverage. Now, you can find this in, let's just add the 2 plays, these 8 playbooks: 3-4, 4-3, 4-6, Chiefs, cover 2, multiple D, Panthers, and the Seahawks. Now, the last playbook, number 1 on my list. You guys should already know what it is. Now granted, I'm not good at running this, but if you are good at running this, it's the best. So we got either $3.32, there's no difference between these two, and $3.26. And obviously the reasoning for this is that bad boy right there, spinner. It is a nightmare to go against. It's a nightmare to deal with. The other dollar is the same thing essentially. There's really nothing different. It's just a different name because it doesn't have the 6 on it. As you can see, it still has spinner. There aren't a variety of plays that are different. I don't think there's any play that's different. So obviously, you know, I kind of had to separate the two, but these two formations are the best in the game. For some reason, you don't get weak boxed when running dollar, and I think that should be the case. And there's people that think that they can run on a bunch of people, but if you're facing a very good player who knows their gap shoots, this is easily the best formation in the game. Spinner is literally impossible to block still. It's weird. Sometimes they can send 4 people and they'll still get that random pressure where it's very hard to stop these formations on the offensive end. And the reason why I have this number 1 is not only because of how many, first off, you can have 8 defensive backs on the field with 3 down linemen, just like the nickel 3-3. You can have 8 defensive linemen, 8 defensive backs on the field. But the alignment in this one provides you with the option to send heat from both sides. Now that's why nickel 3-3 isn't in my mentions, because of where this formation is. So you can kind of shift your linebackers to kind of move over so that you can have pressure being sent from both sides. But when it comes to dollar, you have that symmetrical formation where it kind of helps you guys out. It just makes it a lot easier for pressure to be sent pretty much. And edge threats and double or nothings go absolutely crazy in this formation as well, which makes your life a lot easier. This is the number 1 defensive formation in the game, in my opinion, of course. And you'll notice that a lot of competitive players run this formation as well. So you'll notice that competitive players run this formation against other competitive players, because this is the best formation to stop heavy passers in. And because it can double as run defense this year as well, there's really no reason to be in any other defense. I was stopped by D Croft, very good defensive player. I was stopped by him in the tournament running out of goal line. Yes, he was stopping me in the backfield running halfback power and halfback dive out of goal line. That is all you need to hear when it comes to this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now you can find this in these 7 playbooks, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to show where you can find the 3-2-6, which is exactly the same thing. It might just lead you to these playbooks as well, because I think huddle.gg might have a little glitch in their system. So you can screenshot this to find this playbook, and we're going to go ahead and go back to dollar and go to 3-2-6, and yeah, same exact playbook. So now for my honorable mentions, I did this for the offensive ones as well. My honorable mentions are going to go to nickel 3-3-5 odd. Now I was gonna put 3-3-5 wide or 3-3-5 cub because it's a very good formation, very easy to run. But I feel like if you are good at running this formation specifically, you are going to be very solid. You know what, matter of fact, I'm actually gonna go into 3-3-5 cub, because this was 3-3-5 wide from last year, which means that a lot of people are already gonna have that comfort level when it comes to this. So this is going to be another honorable mention. So we got 3 of them. So we got 3 honorable mentions in this video. We got 3-3-5 wide, because it's just the mid blitz from last year. It works just as well. It's not as good where you can send it against the running back, you know, and get pressure, but they will have to block the running back if they want to sit there and block, you know, mid blitz. The only problem with this is their cover 3 is now nickel blitz 3, and you got the Sam blitz, Sam will blitz. There's no Mike blitz 3 like there was last year. So the high safety ends up going up to the middle, and you kind of know for a fact that they're running cover 3 already, and it's a tell. It's a tell in your defense, and that's not something that you want to deal with. So this is honorable mention number 1. You can find this in all these playbooks. I'm not going to go over and read them all, but you guys can sit there and screenshot this or pause the video and get these formations for yourself. And then honorable mention number 2, 3-3-5 odd, or 3-3 odd, which is how it's called this year. And for me, this Sam Mike 3 press blitz, and I posted a video on this, is extremely good. You get a lot of pressure, and sometimes you can kind of send it with just sending like three or two people, just to kind of hurt whoever it is that's passing the ball. And again, if you can get pressure with 2-3 people, you are going to win. You're going to win the battle of the trenches, and you're just going to be a little bit more dominant. Now you can find this playbook. Let's just go and pinch O, because they all have the same plays. You can find this in these 6 different playbooks: Dolphins, Giants, Panthers, Patriots, Raiders, and the Ravens. Now, my last honorable mention, this formation is for bots. Okay, when I say this is one of the easiest formations to run, this is one of the easiest formations to run, and that is the 4-6 normal. Now, the meta in Madden is cover 3 or cover 1 blitzes, and this formation is no different. You got the cover 1 rush outside, you got cover 3 zone blitz, you got fire zone, you got insta blitz, you've got a regular cover 3 and cover 1 hole. Now, the reason why I say this is bot proof is because you can sit there, and if you flip your packages, I believe it's like 1 over to the right, no, I think it's 1 over to the left, excuse me, and you can put your defense in a speed package, which allows you to have, I believe it's 6 defensive backs, 1 middle linebacker, and the rest linemen on your field. But with those six defensive backs, this 4-6 normal now turns into a dime formation. It's sort of like a dime normal formation once that happens, where you can garner pressure from both sides of the ball. You're never going to run cover 3, so you're going to be giving them the same exact look, so that they will not know whether you're in cover 3 or in cover 1 or in cover 0 or in cover 2 invert. Cover 2 invert is not that great this year, but they will never know which one you're in, and you'll have 6 DBs on your field while being able to stop the run. This is a very easy formation to run, and it's a very dominant formation, honestly. I wish it was better with pressure, because once you are sending pressure, you kind of know, like there's a few tells, like these linemen excuse me, the DB comes down as well as the other linebacker, and you can kind of tell when the pressure is coming, so it's kind of hard to disguise it. And I think that's one of the downfalls of this formation. But it doesn't get any better than being able to run a dime formation out of a 4-6 formation, where you can actually stop the run as well in this formation. So let's just hop in this, and the playbooks that you can find it: the 4-6, the Bengals, and the Eagles. These were your top 5 defensive playbooks in the game. I might drop like, you know, a defensive scheme to actually get this going a little bit better for you guys, so you guys can actually learn how to run these formations a little bit more efficiently with the blitzes and stuff like that. But these were the top 5 playbooks with the 3 honorable mentions. If you guys don't want to be super meta, these last 3 that I talked about will be formations that are very good, that a lot of people will not know how to beat, simply because they don't see it that often. Hopefully this video helps you guys out, or hopefully this video helps you hop into a different offense or defense. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys are enjoying Madden 23. And if you guys appreciate this video, like the video, comment down below if you guys are struggling with anything, FTA as always, and subscribe if you guys are new. These are your top 5 playbooks. I am Pony Montana, and I'll see y'all in the next video. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.